I'll run it. I'll run it. Run it down to legal.
Yeah.
You know, for as degenerate as we have been in our lives, like we've all landed pretty solid on our feet for the debauchery we got ourselves into.
I
It's funny
know.
that we now have stories that we'd love to share, but have become, decent enough in society that we're not allowed to share them. So I would say that's a nice little check in the ledger.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I got straight up caught stealing beer at the Rendezvous Inn when I was working there. I mean,
Nice.
just like 2 18-packs in tow out the side door, and the owner comes out of the there's a side door, and then next to that there were stairs to an upstairs apartment, and he was walking out as I was walking out, like, and there's no matter how well you can bullshit, there's no bullshitting your way out of that one. Like, oh yeah, I was walking these from the back bar to the front bar, but outside to the long way.
Man, well, I've
Risky.
the best beer stealing story I ever had is I was living at the fraternity house down in Maryland, and I had actually bought the beer because I think I was the only one at the house that was old enough to buy beer. So I felt slightly entitled
How
to
many
as much
people were
beer
there?
as I. Well, this was a party night, and so I think I made 2 trips to the liquor store, and I think I ended up with I want to say at least 12 cases, so 12 24-packs of the Beast, Milwaukee's Best Ice, and the most delicious beverage that God has ever graced the green earth with.
It's terrible.
And they had a party that night, and it was running really, really low, and there were long lines for beer. And me and Jimmy had enough of waiting in line for beer. So I said, hey, Jimbo, come here. I just want you to talk to Jim Bob, who happened to be running the bar that night.
So
I want you to talk.
you get Jimmy to talk to Jim Bob. Okay, fair enough. I'm
I know. Battle of wits between the Jims. So Jimmy's talking to Jim Bob. And so as he's talking to Jim Bob's pretending to be the bartender and like throws his elbows up on top of the bar. So I duck down and sneaky duck man style and crawl under the bar around Jim Bob's hip. And then I go right behind him and I grab 2 24-packs of beer. And Jimmy's like, hey, does the classic, what is that right there? As Jim Bob swings his head around to the right, I move around to his left, back up out of the bar, stand up with the 2 beer 24-packs at my side, and I just stand there talking. He can't see him because they're below the bar. And then we both turn around and just walk away, and no one was the wiser. The party ran out of beer, but me and Jimmy were shit-faced in our room.
That's pretty solid.